Celebrating the women of Q101, she is a dynamic frontwoman, singer, songwriter, roller skater, cupcake cooker, punk rock lover, mic humper, harborer of mysterious bruises, stage wiggler, and oft inappropriately behaving guest. These are just a few reasons why we love the incredible Monique Powell of Safe Ferris.
Hello, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fantastic.
Ugh, you look
Welcome.
gorgeous.
Why, thank you. Thank you.
We are so excited to have you tomorrow. It's our pop-up show with the legendary Save Ferris at Cubby Bear in Chicago. This is a totally free show. If you're 21 and up, you just have to download your free ticket, which you can do right now at Q101.com. And correct me if I'm wrong, is this the first time that you're back in Chicago since like Warped Tour 2017?
I believe so. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Way too long.
It's been way too long. So when you think about Chicago, what's the first thing that comes to your mind that you're coming here?
My God, I love Chicago. I love everything about it. I love the Art Institute and every time I go there, I try and go and just see as much as I can.
Well, I hope you get some free time. I know we're making you work, but I hope you get some time to get that city in you. That sounds weird. You know what I mean?
I want to get your city up in me.
Yeah. We've also got new music from Save Ferris, which is first in a very long time also.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I started writing this new record probably in 2018. And then, COVID and, COVID really sort of got in the way of everything. And I moved to England for a while and thought I was going to record a record out there, and that didn't happen. And then I came home and had to sort of regroup. And, I just kind of decided if it wasn't going to be the right record, that I was going to sort of take the time I needed to be able to find the right people to make the record that I wanted, So it's taking some time, but, I figured I would wait it out until I found, what it needed. What's that?
I don't know. You got a thumbs up guy. Oh, it's on my side, your other side. I think the Zoom gods are very happy that Save Ferris is making new music. So
it sounds like it.
All right. So those special people, does that include Michael Bradford, among others?
Mhm.
What's it like working with him?
He's my special music angel. And he and I are doing a lot of work together. We're doing all these songs together so far. And
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I made a friend and a partner, a music writing partner out of this. And
Doesn't hurt that he's like one of the most talented human beings. He can literally do everything.
he can literally do everything. And he and I are like, I realized the other day that we're kind of like a writing machine. We're so in tune with each other. We get together and we just write, a song a day.
I love that because it really is so important, the company that you keep when you're a creative, because you need people to constantly inspire you to make your work. And so it sounds like you've got that.
I do. I do, and he's really positive and just, I came from an environment that wasn't entirely as positive as I felt that I needed to be able to thrive, and I realized that that's really what I needed. I needed to feel safe, to be able to create the stuff that I felt was worthy of Save Ferris, So
What was that moment like when you had the realization? Because I think a lot of times we live in almost like a trauma state or a survival state. You don't even realize it until there's that one defining moment when you go, wait a minute, this is total BS. Like, what am I doing? I'm not happy.
Word, mama, word, trauma state.
Yeah.
That is true. I think I was living in a trauma state for a number of years. And, I'm a lady in my late 40s. And I'm finally like recognizing that I was living in a state of fear for a really long time. And now I recognize what it is I need to be able to like thrive as a human, you know? And so that moment where, you know, Michael and I just got together and we literally just talked as friends and became friends and talked about stuff for hours and hours and hours before we even wrote a note. And it was like, I think he kind of understood that when I first came in, I was just broken. I was just a broken person from years and years of just not only beating myself up, but being around just the wrong people, I think, you know? And so, yeah, so then that trust sort of came, and it was just this magical moment where we just started writing these great songs, fun songs, and also songs that meant something to me. And I felt free to sort of not only talk about things that meant something to me, but also write about them and share them with the world. Brave.
So we're going to debut one of those songs in just a minute. How many songs are there? Is this a full album? Do we have an EP coming? Is it still in the works? What is the status of the new music?
Yes. So, yeah, so we have a lot of music coming. We have a lot of music coming. The goal is to release a song and a video every 6 weeks.
Okay.
Till we have the first EP released. Then, we have sort of a surprise EP with another 5 songs, which is going to be an EP of its own. And then another 5 songs that are going to be the B-side to the full length of the first 5 songs. So
Okay.
it's 3 EPs and then 1 full length.
So that's so exciting.
Yeah.
And
it'd be really cool.
Are these EPs, they're all under the Save Ferris umbrella? I had a chance to check out a song, Watch Me Burn, which feels different. I guess. I don't know the best way to put that. It feels different. It feels like you're more vulnerable, and I don't know. It feels like your heart in a song.
Yeah. Yeah. I get the chills when you just said that. Yeah, I don't know. There's been some, I don't even know like if it's a Save Ferris song or not, but everybody says that it should be, you know?
Well,
I don't know
you
if
are
it's
Save
something we can
Ferris.
ever perform live, to be honest. I don't know if it's something our audience will be like, huh? Or if they're just going to go to the bathroom while I perform it. It's a bathroom and a bar song. You know, everybody goes to the bar and gets their drink while I sing it.
The real ones will stay back and really appreciate it, probably cry with you. So don't
Or
worry
will they
about
be
this.
engaged? Who knows? But either way, everybody needs to go to the bar and the bathroom at some point during the set. So
touche. We'd rather them not
Maybe
doing
not
it
the
in the skank pit. So all right. So tell me about this song we're about to debut, Lights Out in the Reptile House.
So Lights Out in the Reptile House is a it's the name of a book that Michael had read, and he said, you know, I thought this was a really great line. It's this very like existential book, and basically what it references is, you know, the guy works in a zoo, and who knows what happens when the lights go out in the reptile house? What happens after the lights go out? What do reptiles do? It's kind of like the Toy Story. You know, after the lights go out, all the toys come alive and they do all of these raucous things. And you know, who knows what happens? The song's kind of about that. And the song is about, you know, for me personally, just like many years of doing the same thing over and over again. And that moment when it just became like, out of control, when I realized I had no control over it anymore.
All right.
You know, and it became insanity, just insanity.
Well, let's share in this insanity together from Save Ferris. Lights Out in the Reptile House. So the entire month of March, we're celebrating Women's History Month. I am very fortunate to be able to spotlight a different incredible woman who made this radio station every single day. And today's your day. Monique Powell from Save Ferris just, I mean, you have been in the game for so long and are such an inspiration to multiple generations of women who watch you perform. You're back at, it's like you haven't missed a beat. And I'm curious, when you first started out, and we're talking what, Orange County in the 90s, were there women that you were looking up to that made you want to do this, that made you want to start singing and performing?
Yeah, totally, but not women in the scene really. I mean, because there weren't really a lot of women in the scene.
Yeah.
And that was unfortunate because I didn't realize it then, but now in hindsight, I felt very alone, you know.
Mm.
I could have definitely used some ladies on my side, or anyone on my side for that matter, but I could have used a lady on my side, you know, because now I recognize, now that I have a lot of support in my life, I recognize, you know, how important that is
Mm.
in every aspect of my life. But yeah, I mean, there were a lot of women in the industry because I did a lot of research and, you know, I listened to a lot of music, and there were a lot of women like, I mean, Tina Turner and Ella Fitzgerald and oh my gosh, there were so many women that I was listening to that I really looked up to, and you know, tried to emulate musically, and I
Was it
just love.
scary at that time for you? Almost, I mean, you're a trailblazer, period. But feeling
Yeah.
like you're on an island, feeling like maybe there aren't a lot of women in this industry, especially the niche that is ska, primarily male dominated top to bottom. Was that a scary thing for you to even get in there, or you just knew the whole time, no, F this is my lane, I belong here?
No, well, I mean, Pauline from Selector definitely, and Girls from the Body Snatchers, and like I loved those ladies and looked up to them definitely. So I can't say that I was like a trailblazer. And obviously, you know, Gwen was, you know, and no doubt years before, say, Ferris came along, some years before, and there was Dance Hall Crashers, and it's just, you know, we were so far apart that we never play, and they never had girls play together. Like we never opened for each other. Like I know like radio programmers from back in the day who said that they weren't even allowed to play late girls back to back on the
I
radio.
had that era in my career, yes.
Oh, okay, so you did
And I
too.
never understood it.
They always kept us separate. It was like, so we didn't really get to know each other. I mean, now we know each other far better than we ever did then. But so yeah, it was like, I can't really say I was a trailblazer. I was just doing the best that I could, you know, with what I had. And I bring my sister up in like just about every interview since 1995, you know, because she's 11 years older than me. She's the reason why I ever, you know, wanted to be in a band. It was her records that I listened to as a kid. And she's the one that, you know, she was a high fashion model. She was traveling the world when I was a kid. And she was the one, like when I first started in Save Ferris, she was the one I would call when I was scared, or I didn't know what to do, or I was feeling insecure. And she's the one that I would call, and she would say to me, Monique, just act as if you're someone who really loves themselves today. You go up on that stage, because there's girls out there who are going to be looking at you, and they need somebody today. So you just, even if you're insecure, you act as if you're that person today, because they need you today. And eventually I acted as if so much, I started to believe that I was that person. So she knew what she was doing. She was the magical older sister. And so eventually I started to believe that I was that person. And so that's where the magic sort of happened, you know?
That's
So
amazing.
I did have some good advice.
So you're talking about these girls that are watching you and you have to be this thing for them. Tomorrow at the Cubby Bear, there are girls in the audience who are
Yeah.
watching Monique Powell of Safe Ferris for free, by the way. It is a free pop-up show. If you want to download your ticket at Q101.com. But they see you and they go, I want to do that. I want to start a band. One piece of advice that you would give those girls?
Find your tribe and be very picky, you know, about who your tribe is. And really, like, once you find that one person, once you find your person, you do everything you can to keep that person. And that means sacrifice. You have to kind of sacrifice. Sometimes you have to sacrifice your pride in order to keep that person around, because you know that they're the right person for, you know, to keep in that tribe. They're a person of integrity, or they're a person of strength, and I've also realized that, you know, the people that I want in my tribe are people that I want to emulate. They're people that I want to be like one day. So they're all women and men that, like, I want to learn from and I want to be like, and I want to emulate, you know. And so that's my tribe. Find your tribe.
Well, you are our tribe. Thank you so much
Bless
for
your heart.
being one of the amazing women that make Q101. Cannot wait to see you tomorrow night at the Cubby Bear. Doors are at 8 o'clock. Again, free show. Q101.com. Download your free ticket and we'll see you at the Cubby Bear. And we'll
Thank
see
you so
you there,
much.
Monique.
We're gonna
Thank
have
you
so much fun.